How do you cope with beauty standards, to critics, to looks?
My goodness. I'm not gonna. It's okay. It's okay.
I know personally for me, the body that you've been comparing my current body to was the unhealthiest version of my body. I was on a lot of antidepressants and drinking on them and eating poorly and at the lowest points of my life.
Ariana Grande is finally getting a tiny breath of air. Just enough space to step back from the non-stop pressure the studios have been putting on her. For months, her team's only mission was to keep the headlines focused on Wicked, not on her personal life, not on her appearance, not on Ethan Slater, and definitely not on his ex-wife Lily J firing rockets at both of them online. But my friends, the chaos surrounding Wicked Part 2 hasn't slowed down. If anything, it's only gotten louder. Health rumors, relationship rumors, on-set tension, PR panic, and fans dissecting every single frame of Ariana's face like it's a crime scene. So yeah, we're diving in. Buckle up. After weeks of people analyzing her weight, screenshots of her face, her skin tone, her voice, even the way she stands, Ariana decided she'd had enough. She didn't write a new statement. Instead, she reshared a clip from an interview last year, where she opened up about something she's dealt with for over a decade, being treated like a specimen.
I do believe that her magic, at the end, is earned. I think in this film, she's actually propelled into having a higher consciousness, into not just sort of sitting with this fake facade, this leadership that she thought, she knows as soon as she gets it, even though there's a part of her that enjoys the perks and the certain thing, there's that part of her is alive and well, but there's an unsettled piece of her that is suffering, and that's very real. So I think as each sort of traumatic event takes place over the course of this film, it's like it's propelling her true goodness.
She added a short note, resharing this from last year as a loving reminder to all. But the subtext was clear. Stop analyzing my body. The clip she posted was emotional, raw, and honestly something the public needed to hear again. In that video, Ariana explained that growing up in the spotlight meant she never truly got to be a person. She was an object for public consumption. People didn't just comment on her art, they commented on her body, her face, her weight, her outfits, her health, whether she was too thin, whether she was too curvy, whether she looked sick, whether she looked different. All of it, constantly. When the interviewer asked how she copes, Ariana's voice literally cracked. I've been a specimen in a petri dish since I was 16 or 17. I've heard every version of what's wrong with me. And when you fix it, it becomes wrong for a different reason. She wasn't being dramatic. She was telling the truth.
The real Ariana Grande, the one with abandonment wounds, a string of chaotic relationships, and identity fragmentation. The girl with child star trauma that really explains everything she does as an adult. What happens when you strip everything away is you have a little girl who never formed a proper identity. You're left with a child star who learned to survive by shape-shifting. A girl who built her entire personality over what got her the most approval. A performer who never developed a stable identity, and she's been paying the price for it ever since. Being a child star is a type of trauma. They never develop a proper sense of identity, clinging on to a sense of control. And that is a big one that we see with Ariana. If I could come up with two pathologies that really encompass Ariana Grande, it would be control and fawning behavior. Really what I see from these child stars is that they never had protected developmental stages where identity forms naturally. And that really mirrors trauma. We see that with children who have significant trauma, whether that be big T trauma or little t trauma. And psychology calls this identity diffusion. And you really see this with people who didn't get to explore who they were privately.
Even the example she used, a grandma at Thanksgiving saying, "Oh, you look so skinny," or "You look heavier," hit home. Because it's not just the media, it's society. People think casual body commentary is harmless. It isn't. And for Ariana, who's lived through trauma that most people couldn't survive, those comments cut deeper than anyone realizes. Last year in a TikTok, Ariana said something that stunned fans. The body you're comparing my current body to was the unhealthiest version of me. She explained why. She was on heavy antidepressants. She was drinking while on medication. She wasn't eating properly. She was emotionally at the lowest point of her life. Meanwhile, people online were calling that era her healthiest, her prettiest, her best shape. Guys, that should terrify us, because it proves that what the internet labels as healthy is often just skinny, even when the person is literally falling apart. Ariana continued, I shouldn't have to explain this, but maybe some openness will do something good. She didn't owe anyone that vulnerability, but she still chose to share it. That's someone begging the world to stop projecting sickness onto her body every time her weight fluctuates.
You got tattoos like a bunch, right?
Did. Yeah.
Yes.
We did. We have both.
Where are they? What are they?
On our hands.
We have for good on our hands.
Yes.
And they,
Now that's in like,
we got them on opposite, so when we hold hands, they touch. It's so crazy.
It's ridiculous. We have
It's a
our
lot.
puppies.
We have our poppies.
Oh, I love the poppy seed.
People online started dragging her diet into the conversation, insisting her vegan lifestyle was making her frail. Ariana's been vegan since 2013, over a decade. So fans began speculating about what she meant when she said she used to eat poorly. And yes, vegans can absolutely eat junk. Fries, donuts, pasta, bread, snacks, sugar. Not eating animal products does not automatically mean someone is eating nutritious food. But the conversation spiraled into this weird mix of concern, speculation, armchair diagnosis, and flat-out cruelty. One comment said, "People are concerned, not cruel. Well, some of us anyway." Another compared her to Karen Carpenter, a traumatic and tragic reference that should never be casually thrown around. This is exactly what Ariana was talking about.
Through this press tour, something's bothering her. She's gonna fix something. I know. She's getting the fixing itch that Cynthia Erivo gets.
It's not there.
People think they're helping, but they're still dissecting her body like it's public property. Ariana recently opened up to Nicole Kidman in an interview that felt more like two women exchanging war stories than a typical celebrity Q&A. She said, "I've been taking baby steps toward healing my relationship with music and touring. And my friends, that makes sense, because the Manchester bombing didn't just traumatize the fans, it traumatized Ariana on a level most celebrities will never experience." She admitted that she held on to that trauma for years, and that working on Wicked helped her feel a shift, something finally easing inside her. Nicole Kidman, who also became famous young, agreed immediately. When you're young and suddenly in a fishbowl, everything gets dissected. You start to overthink. You get scared. You get hurt. You pull away from the world. This wasn't just an interview. It was two women explaining what early fame does to the human mind. This part hit people hard.
I think it all kind of happened the way it did because of that and because we were supposed to be in each other's lives. I really do. Oh my God, sorry. I love her so much.
Psychologists who analyzed Ariana's past said something that explains almost everything about her. Child stars often develop identity diffusion, a psychological condition where your sense of self never fully forms. Why? Because their lives aren't private. They're constantly performing. Their personalities are shaped by what gets approval. They don't get a normal adolescence. They learn to people-please to survive. They never learn who they actually are. Ariana's entire childhood was shaped by performance. Victorious, Sam and Cat, Broadway, music, interviews, touring. She grew up being told who to be and how to act. So now, as an adult, she shapeshifts. Emotionally, stylistically, socially, to fit each chapter of her life. It's not manipulation, it's survival. Her two biggest psychological patterns? Control plus fawning. She clings to control because her childhood lacked it. And she fawns, people pleases, because that's how she earned love. What happens when you take away the stage, the applause, the costumes, the characters, the pressure? You're left with someone who never got to build a real identity. That's Ariana Grande. As if the public wasn't already picking her apart, now there are rumors about a toxic relationship with Cynthia Erivo. One anonymous source claimed, "Their friendship is fake. They had to hire a mediator. Their on-camera bond was only for show." But another insider told the Daily Mail, "Cynthia is like Ariana's big sister. She protects Ariana. They've become deeply bonded. Their trust is real. Honestly, we won't know the truth until the movie promotions end. Hollywood friendships thrive on convenience and disappear just as fast. If they stay close after the press tour is over, then we'll know it was real. For now, it's just noise added to Ariana's already overwhelming public pressure."
I think I've gotten a little bit of her softness, and she's got
Her strength.
a little bit of my strength.
Yeah.
truthfully, we're a bunch of crybabies.
Everyone felt it. Something was off. Ariana looked tense. She smiled, but it wasn't the full-face Ariana smile with the crinkled eyes and dimples. It was polite, controlled, almost robotic at times. Fans said, "She looks fragile. She looks distracted. She looks uncomfortable. She looks small in every sense." And then the big one, did no one on set realize we could see her skeleton? One fan went viral for saying, "No woman owes an explanation ever, but you cannot tell me no one pulled her aside and said, 'We're concerned.'" This wasn't criticism, it was fear. But Ariana was trapped between two impossible roles. Glinda the Good Witch, Ariana the human being. Hollywood wanted the first, fans wanted the second. Neither left room for Ariana the person. Wicked cost nearly $500 million to make. That means the stakes for Ariana weren't high. They were astronomical.
I'm not going to come on here and spread misogyny. I'm not going to come on here and question her health. However, I just find it concerning that they spent $400 million on a movie starring her. And at no point did they say, "Your skeleton is distracting us." She has been in my top 5 artists since I was 12. I will defend her till the day I die. I feel very paternal over this woman. I love her death. I really do. Having following her as a teen and knowing what we do know about her personal life, I'm sure there is a completely valid reason as to what's going on. Does she owe an explanation? Never. No woman does. However, did no one stop and say, "Girl, we can see your skeleton"? The entire movie, you can see like her jowls. You can see her face caving in. We're beyond a point of nitpicking and saying, "Oh, she could do this, oh, she could do that." Like, the entire 2 hours and 50 minutes that I was watching Wicked, I was literally just concerned.
Studios need her to smile, perform, charm, dazzle, do press, look healthy enough, not spark scandal, not overshadow the movie with personal drama, not break down publicly. Imagine being watched like that. Imagine knowing one wrong facial expression becomes a TikTok with 10 million views. Imagine carrying a blockbuster on your shoulders while you're fighting identity diffusion, fan pressure, trauma, and relationship chaos. Ariana wasn't just acting in Wicked, she was trying not to crumble under it. For years, Ariana could hide behind pop star aesthetics: ponytail, oversized hoodie, thigh-high boots, signature makeup, stage persona. But Wicked stripped all of that away. No more shell, no more armor, no more distraction. She was exposed, emotionally, physically, psychologically, and people didn't know what to do with that. So they filled in the blanks with theories, gossip, and assumptions. As Wicked's press machine kept grinding forward, another storm formed. And this one wasn't about Ariana's body, her performance, or her identity. It was about her love life. Ariana Grande's relationships have always been magnified under a microscope, but this one, the Ethan Slater saga, felt different. It felt heavier, messier, and honestly, guys, more emotionally draining for her than any public romance she's ever had.
Working with your girlfriend every day.
Well, I mean, the entire cast is incredible, and Ariana's brilliant, and Cynthia is remarkable, and so getting to watch those two women perform at such a high level from up close.
Let's get into the final chapter. When Ariana and Ethan first got together during Wicked filming, audiences didn't even react with curiosity. They reacted with confusion and shock. Ethan wasn't a mysterious musician. He wasn't a Hollywood heartthrob. He was SpongeBob on Broadway. Literally. And he was married, with a newborn. His ex-wife Lily J made things even more explosive by calling out the situation publicly. She didn't sugarcoat it. She said exactly what she felt, exactly when she felt it. Ariana became the target, not Ethan. Because that's how the internet works. The woman takes the blame every time. But here's the twist. What people assumed was a messy infatuation might have already been over long before fans could piece it together. When Ethan sat down for a TV interview and the host asked, "What was it like working with your girlfriend every day?" his reaction said everything. Stiff smile, awkward laughter, immediate pivot to talking about the cast avoiding Ariana entirely. It was uncomfortable, painfully uncomfortable, and for the first time, people realized Ethan didn't want this attention. He didn't want to be Ariana's boyfriend. He wanted to be an actor. and being in Ariana's orbit had swallowed him whole. One source claimed, Ethan Slater is actually making Ariana's life harder behind the scenes. Another claimed he felt suffocated. Another said they weren't acknowledging each other during press. Another insisted they were delaying their breakup until Wicked was done. Multiple insiders said the same thing. The studio didn't want any relationship drama stealing the spotlight. You know it's bad when Hollywood executives are basically forcing a couple to act fine until award season.
This is true. What is this planet coming to? What is going on? First of all, I am so confused.
Fans noticed the signs immediately. Ariana not turning toward him, no hand placement during photos, no subtle touches, no shared glances. Him looking nervous, her looking distant. You don't need a body language expert to see when a couple is off. It just looked disconnected. Not hostile, not hateful, just done. And honestly, Ariana might have been over it first, because when the internet turned its attention to Cynthia and Ariana, praising their chemistry, their bond, their connection, Ariana seemed lighter with Cynthia than with Ethan. That's not romance. That's emotional safety. The moment breakup rumors hit a tipping point, Ariana and Ethan both reshared photos of each other on their Instagram stories. Classic PR move. Lazy, predictable, studio-approved damage control. Fans weren't convinced. One comment summed it up perfectly. Resharing a photo is not proof of life in the relationship. It wasn't affection. It was panic. And the fact that fans could see right through it, that's how you know the relationship wasn't built for longevity. It was built during a vulnerable chapter of Ariana's life. When someone's sense of identity is fragile, they reach for whatever feels comforting in the moment. But comfort and compatibility aren't the same thing. The Wicked premiere was supposed to be Ariana's victory lap. Instead, it sparked a new wave of harsh headlines about her appearance. One fan went viral saying, "I love Ariana, but during the movie I was literally concerned for her. I couldn't focus." Another said, "This is not nitpicking anymore. She looked fragile the entire film." And a third, "Did no one on set say, 'Girl, you're scaring us'?" These weren't trolls. These were genuine fans, people who love her, expressing fears that something was deeply wrong. And maybe something was, because trauma resurfacing, that changes your body, your appetite, your sleep, your voice, your weight, your energy, your everything. People forget Ariana has endured trauma on a scale most human beings can't imagine. A terrorist attack, a grief spiral, losing Mac Miller, losing her sense of safety, public scrutiny for every breakup, reinventing herself again and again, growing up in a predatory child star environment, fame before adulthood, and now Hollywood pressure at its highest. Nobody can hold all that without buckling. Ariana announced a mini-tour, limited, exclusive, fighting to get tickets, fans turning on each other trying to snag seats. But behind the excitement, some fans noticed something huge. This feels like a farewell tour. Think about it. She's stepping back from music. She's leaning into acting. She's exhausted by public pressure. She's drained by scrutiny. She's admitted she wants a reset. She wants to feel safe again. She's tired of touring. She's tired of being analyzed. Ariana might not quit music entirely, but the version of Ariana who toured the world nonstop, she might be gone. And honestly, who could blame her? Ariana's always faced criticism, but this era is different. It's colder, sharper, more personal. People aren't just talking about her voice or her style, they're talking about her health, her bones, her face structure, her weight. This isn't commentary, it's violation. And the irony is this: Ariana has been trying to heal, but healing makes you vulnerable, and vulnerability makes you a target. She stepped into Wicked hoping it would free her, but instead, it exposed her. When you strip away the music, the fame, the relationships, the wigs, the Glinda voice, the ponytail, the filters, the costumes, the makeup, what's left is a girl who never got a childhood, a young woman who never got privacy, an adult who never got space to form her own identity, a human being who keeps trying to rebuild herself in front of millions. Ariana Grande isn't fragile because she's weak. She's fragile because she's been forced to stay strong for too long. And maybe, just maybe, her new era isn't about reinvention. It's about finally getting to be herself. And as always, peace out, Seshers.